Hello, welcome to this channel. We are going to learn about drip and how to run campaign for your small or large businesses step by step. So let's get started. In the business world, an email drip campaign allows you to learn more about your subscribers depending on how they interact with your emails. You may then segment them further based on their behaviors, such as visiting your website, viewing a video, or registering for a webinar, just like what you are seeing on screenshot. Let's take a look at Drip Overview. Drip Dashboard. The Drip Dashboard summarizes some very key pieces of information in an easy and straightforward way as shown on screenshot. It shows you the following. 1. The amount of visitors that come to your site. 2. The amount of signups. 3. The amount of conversions. You can get a quick and easy idea of what's working in your business. You can also get traffic sources and performing pages from your conversion as shown on screenshot. 4. Top traffic sources. This tells the number of unique visitors that come from each traffic source. It also gives the resulting subscription and conversion rates for each of these sources. This is valuable data because it allows you to see what's working for you. If you notice that YouTube is giving you higher subscription and conversion rates than other traffic sources, you may decide to focus more on YouTube. 5. Top performing pages. This shows which posts/pages are doing well. Knowing this info is good because you can focus on driving more traffic to those pages. 6. Marketing automation features. This isn't unique to Drip, but I really like how it handles labeling, segmentation, and the visual workflow builder. These services are all designed to provide high-level capabilities that will assist you in sending highly targeted emails to the proper individuals. 7. Campaigns, rules and workflows. You could create campaigns, which are email sequences that are sent automatically. You could then create rules, which are if-then statements. In other words, you may declare that if a specific event occurs, then a specific action will be triggered. And then you had workflows where you could build out a visual funnel, sending more automated emails, as well as doing a bunch of other actions. 8. Lead scoring included with all accounts. Imagine being able to assign a score to your subscribers based on how engaged they were. Imagine being able to award a score to someone depending on their degree of involvement, and then treating them differently based on that score. The truth is that not every subscriber is created equal. You'll also need a way to identify your most active subscribers. Lead scoring does this. 9. Integration capabilities. Every email marketing service has the ability to connect to other providers. Drip integration is more extensive than some of its peers. For example, you can look up when someone made a Stripe purchase, how much they spent, and what their lifetime value is in Drip. All of this can be automatically tracked. You don't need to go to Stripe to learn this. It's possible to do it correctly in Drip. How to configure your Drip email settings. There are a few things you should set up in Drip to ensure that you meet your objectives. It's actually rather easy when you follow these steps. Step 1. Click on the 3 dots at the top right of your Drip account, and then go to Email Setup. Step 2. Fill in your name, email address and postal address. You may fill your home address if you don't have one. Step 3. Then you see the default footer text. This is what will show up at the bottom of your emails by default. You can change this to be whatever you want. But there are 2 things you should keep in mind. To abide by the Can-Spam Act, make sure to include an unsubscribe link and your postal address. Those are legally required. Step 4. Unsubscribe links. At the bottom of your emails, you have an unsubscribe link. This area determines what happens when someone clicks on that link. You have 2 options. 1. Display the subscription management page. This is my preference because from that page, they can determine what to unsubscribe from. 2. Unsubscribe from all mailings immediately. I consider this almost the nuclear option. Once they click, they're gone. Step 4. Resend confirmations. Every so often, someone will sign up to your list, but not click the confirmation link. By turning this feature on, if that happens, it will automatically resend it to them after 2 days. This is a great idea, so turn it on. It'll help you hold on to some of those subscribers. Step 5. Finally, if you want to see when people reply in your stats, turn this on. How to send a broadcast. To send a broadcast in Drip, follow these steps. Step 1. Click on Broadcast in the top menu as shown. Step 2. If it is your first time, you can either watch a help video or create a new broadcast. Click on the new broadcast email. Step 3. If you've already sent a broadcast before, the broadcast page will look like this image on the screen. It'll show you all the emails you've already sent with the relevant stats. To send an email, click New Broadcast Email. Or, if you want to choose a specific builder, you'd click on the 3 dots. It gives you the same 2 choices: Visual Builder or Text/HTML Builder. Let's start with the Visual Builder first by selecting it and clicking Continue. Put a name, then click Create Broadcast. Step 4. Then specify who you want to send this broadcast email to. By default, it's show you all your subscribers. You can then determine what criteria to use for subscribers to email by selecting from the drop-down menus. Let's say, for example, you want to email everyone who's subscribed to your Action Tips campaign. You can select Campaigns, then Subscribe to and select Action Tips. You can also send it to people who are subscribed to my Action Tips campaign, but aren't tagged as a member of my paid customer coaching club. To do that, you can simply click on Add a Condition, choose Tags, Do Not Include, and then select Coaching Club. Then click on Save Recipients, and then on the Next button. Step 5. This is where you choose a starting point. You can choose to start from scratch, or choose from one of their pre-designed email templates as shown. You can customize the subject line and the pre-header identity setting by clicking on the sections and make a change. Click Next button. Step 6. Finally, once you're done, you can click on Schedule Broadcast. If you didn't choose to schedule it, this button would just say Send Immediately. You can click Send. If you selected the Text/HTML email option, you will get a plain text editor that looks like this. You can edit the text, upload images, and add links, then send. How to create a campaign. Step 1. Click on Campaigns, then click on the plus New Campaign button. Step 2. Give it a name. You then have 2 options, either choose a blueprint or start from scratch. Step 3. You can choose from a number of blueprints if you don't have already written campaign. This gives you a bunch of blueprints you can use for different purposes. Everything from a 5-day mini course to a 4-week email course, different follow-up campaigns, and a bunch of other stuff. If you want, you can preview the email by clicking the Preview button. If you have chosen one, customize it as you want, then click Use this blueprint button. Step 4. Once you're finished customizing the content, you can either save it as a draft, or you can go directly to Save and Publish. To start an email from scratch. Step 1. Click on Add Email. You can choose the Visual Builder or the Text/HTML Builder. Step 2. Let's use the Text Builder for example and click Continue. Give your email a name, add the subject line. If you want, you can add a pre-header. Lastly, add the content of the email. Of course, you can personalize it by adding their names or other custom fields. You can also add links and URL. Once you're done, click on Save and Publish. That is it. You can also do identity and timing setting in the campaign settings page. How to create a workflow. To set up an automation workflow in Drip, follow these steps. Step 1. Click on Automations in the top menu and select Workflows. This will take you to a list of all the workflows you've already created, or if this is your first automation. Step 2. Click on the New Workflow button. Give your workflow a name. Then, click on the Create Workflow button. Step 3. Defining the triggers and goal. The first thing you need to do is set a trigger. This is what will cause this campaign to start. For example, you may have a campaign set up for your blog content calendar spreadsheet, as an example, so you can use that. Or you don't want this to start until that is finished, so you click on Define your trigger and select Completed a campaign. Then you select the campaign content calendar spreadsheet. For example, you can set this trigger to apply to everyone who completes the campaign, but if you wanted to be more selective, you could indicate that. Step 4. You may want to add a goal or action. So click on the plus icon and select Goal. For this goal, the trigger event will be subscribed to a campaign. When someone joins your goal name, they are automatically subscribed to that campaign, so you know they have accomplished your goal. Then, click on Update Trigger. You are done. Setting up decisions. To do this, click on the plus icon, and then select Decision. Now it's asking you to define the decision. Select Tags, leave it as Include, and then choose the tag name you already set up. Then, click on Update Decision. Now you see it's asking the question, is that subscriber tagged with Coaching Club? If yes, then you can define an action. If no, then you can define a different action. Let's start with the No side and tell Drip that you want it to perform an action. The action that you want it to perform is to send a campaign. The campaign you want it to send is your 2-week sales funnel, as an example. Then click Update. Then, you come over to the Yes side and click the plus icon to add the action to take if they are a Coaching Club member already, as an example. You set another action, and it's still going to be Send a campaign. But this campaign will be your action tips. Then I can click Update Action. You have all kinds of trigger conditions, actions, and goals that you can use in each workflow. You can equally review the automation workflow to see which campaign is performing well. How to create and customize forms in Drip. There are 2 ways to create forms. You can either create them in your campaign settings or by going to Forms in the top menu. Step 1. Click on New Opt-in Form, give the form a name and click on Create Form. You now have the option to customize the content of the form or the button text. Click on the Save Settings button before moving on. Step 2. Then, go to the Fields tab and specify which custom fields you want included. If you want to include first name, select that from the drop-down menu, and then put first name for the label. Select whether it should be optional, and then click on Add. If you want to change the order of the fields, click and drag it right to put them where you want them to be. When you are done, click Save Settings before continuing. Step 3. You can add an image by clicking on the Tabs section. The next thing is to decide what to do post sign-up that invites them to go and check their email to confirm it if you are doing double opt-in. Or you can change that message to suit your specific situation. You can also just have it redirect them to a thank you page. And lastly, if you want to track the event in Google Analytics, which is always good, you can select that option. Step 4. Next, go to the confirmation settings. This is where you specify if they should get a confirmation email for double opt-in. When you are done, click Save Setting. Step 5. Over to the right, you get to Design of the form. You have 3 different options for adding the form to your site. The first is using the widget, which when enabled will allow you to do some cool things. Now if you're using the widget, you have to have the drip code set up on your site for tracking. That will also make it possible for these forms to show up automatically on your site, if you're using WordPress. There are some advanced features you can use to customize the subscriber's experience, such as orientation of form, appearance, behavior, and visibility. Step 6. Embedded forms. Instead of using the widget option, you can also use the embedded form. If you want to do that, you can copy that code and add it to the HTML of whatever page you want to add this to, if you're using WordPress. Step 7. Lastly, option using the hosted version of the form. This is simple. It gives you a URL to use. However, this is not on your site. It's on Drip's site. But you can send people directly to this URL, and they can fill out the form. Advanced Marketing Automation with Drip. Congratulations, if you have followed the lesson so far. Now you have known the basics. Other advanced automation tips such as segmentation, conversion tracking, integrating with Google Analytics, lead scoring, custom lead scoring, custom even, expiring links, and content snippets can be done by playing around with these features. I hope this tutorial has helped you a lot. If so, then check the description and sign up